Hello everyone. It's been almost 1 year since we got the PMBoK 7th edition, but still we are really scared of that. So I thought to put few videos together to cover the 7th edition content what we cover in the classes. So this one, this might not be the very first one I'm normally doing in the classes, but this is one point we can start with. So let me share the slides with you. Just give me 1 second. We get slides here. We can start with this. Yeah, so this is a good starting point. Let me get high resolution. Okay, now the high resolution is like a full screen view. Now, 7th edition of the PMBoK is really different from what we have seen in 6th edition. But when you look at the book, like I always tell you, it is content is almost same, except what we have covered in the PMBoK 6th edition. What we see here is more management knowledge actually. What you would learn in MBA class will be coming here in 7th edition. So that is something we have to know new, because things like change management models and then leadership models, right? Like things like that, what we should know as managers come in the 7th edition of the PMBoK. So read it carefully and get to know these theories, because there's no other way to get familiar with these theories, because there's a lot in the book. While we do the questions, we will be doing questions on the areas, but you have to read the PMBoK 7th edition. So that is a must. Let me tell you where to start basically. Now, PMBoK 7th edition, one section, the section 1 is basically starting with standards for project management. So like previously we had only one book called Project Management Body of Knowledge, but inside 7th edition you see almost like 2 books. So first half or 1/3 of the book, the size wise, covers the standards for project management, and the other side covers body of knowledge, what we have seen. In the standards, basically we talk about project management principles and things like that, something which is new to PMI, but PMI body of knowledge, but something we have been always practicing. PMI put down all these principles into 12 principles. So that will be covering in the standards for project management, with also about value delivery. Every project is about delivering value. Doesn't matter whatever you do, if you don't deliver the value, project has no use. So we might focus on that also this time. So we have a section on system for value delivery and standards for project management. So we have to get familiar with that part also. And then we move into body of knowledge part, where we see 8 performance domains and also models, methods, and artifacts. So here, like the concepts behind the whole thing, performance domain area, basically linking back with 10 knowledge areas we have learned before. So you will find a lot of things being repeated and easy to learn, but like I told you, there are some management theories we have to learn new. So be familiar with those areas, keep reading the book and be familiar. Now here you can see, like I told you, we have 12 principles, we talk about that. And also this is a principle-based approach. Previously what we had was process-based approach, but project management is not process-based. It is, but like it is not strictly process-based, and you can work with the process and come up with your own tailored methodology. So like if you go with the process-based approach, you can't manage all the projects using the same process. We have waterfall approaches, we have agile, we have hybrid approaches. So every organization tailor to their own requirement. So that is why we are now going with principle-based approach to project management rather than process-based approach to project management. But still, that process model we learn from initiation to closing is still valid. So you can't escape from that also. Okay, so we come into that in a minute later in the presentation, but right now we try to learn these 12 principles and also system for value delivery. So 12 principles easily, like if you just take the names only, We look at project manager's role as a stewardship, how project manager lead and manage the team. And then comes the team, how we work in collaboration as teams. And stakeholders, how to manage the stakeholders and keep their engagement in the project throughout the project. The next principle will be value, how we are going to get the value expected from the project. And also systems thinking. Now, most of the project managers are only focusing on their area when they work in projects. But we have to have a holistic approach to the whole system, whole organization as one system. Keeping that system thinking, how would you manage projects? How do you see interactions between other departments in the organization? Not just project. How are you going to make sure the value will be delivered in this system? So this whole systems thinking has to be practiced as project managers. That is one of our principles. Then the leadership, how do you lead the project team? You can't use old way of leading now. You can't be just pure managers now. How to balance management, leadership, and how to give the right leadership to the project, that will be covered in this principle. So these are principles. There are no tools attached to that. So these are the principles we live by. So we have to just know these are the principles. So then we have tailoring. Any methodology we have to tailor or customize it to our own requirement. That is another principle. And achieve quality, never compromise quality, another principle. And complexity. Systems are very complex. How do you navigate your project basically through these complex systems? That is another principle. We have to know how to navigate through the complexity. You know how much project politics are involved, right? So how do you navigate your projects through this politics, and how do you make it a success is what we cover in the complexity. And when we come to next principle about risk, this is about minimizing the negative outcomes and also maximizing the positive outcomes of the project. So risk can be negative and positive. Positive ones are the opportunities, which is deviating our project. Negative ones are the damages, which is going to cause in our project because of the negative risk, negative impact. So we have to maximize the benefit and minimize the losses going to occur with the risk, and that is another principle we have in this 12 principle of project management. And the next one is adaptability and resiliency. This is really important because even when we go to a new organization, when we take a new project, or when we are going through changes in project, we have to be able to adaptable. And also we have to keep resiliency. Without resiliency, project managers cannot survive. These are very, very important principles in project management. PMI put it together into 12 principles of project management. It's beautiful. Try to be adaptable. Try to maintain resiliency. Doesn't matter how hard the life is, because project management life is very hard. And maintain resiliency and make sure you are not being affected by the environment and the other factors, and you are focusing on the goal and achieving your project goals. So while we do that, our last principle, change management, also comes. Managing changes, another principle, because projects are about transformation. Transformation is we are taking something from here to there, A to B or B to C or whatever, next level from where we are today. So how do you manage this change? How do you manage this transformation with project management? We have to have the principle change management in our mind to do that. So these are the 12 principles in project management. We can go into more details. And also I wanted to read PMBoK 7th edition for more details, and more than that, to feel it into your hearts, because when you read the book, you will feel it. So it's nicely written, PMBoK 7th edition. Please read the 12 principles in project management on PMBoK 7th edition. So after talking about the principles, next area we are going to discuss is system for value delivery. Already I talked about that. So I think we will have another video because we don't want to make it too long to talk about system for value delivery. So I will see you soon with this area.